Hey there, I am Amanda. I also go by Ketoginja. I've lost over 100 pounds eating a ketogenic diet, and I am here to support you in doing the same. Now, normally our channel is centered around food and cooking and recipes and weight loss. With everyone kind of going towards isolation with the state of the world right now, I'm going to be kind of incorporating some new and different things. So if you're only here for keto, I hope that you'll still stick around and be a part of our family. We're still gonna do a ton of keto stuff. We're still gonna do a ton of food and cooking, but I wanna branch out a little bit and add a couple of different kind of things. Like today, I am going to do a much requested video, which is a do your makeup with us. This is my basic everyday makeup, so I don't look like a crypt keeper. This is the bare bones of what I do. Now, if you are new here, I was a working makeup artist for about 18 to 19 years. That was my bread and butter and my passion for a very long time. I've since kind of gone into the photography more full force. That's what feeds my soul now, but I still absolutely love cosmetics. The reason that I loved being in makeup was being able to be a part of someone feeling good about themselves was the coolest part of my job. Being able to teach other people to touch people in that way and make them feel really good about themselves, set them up with the right product and the right routine for their life so they felt truly beautiful was just such an incredible part of what I got to do. So I'm going to do like a get ready with me. As you can see, I've already readied my braid. This is my go-to on a daily basis. I have very long hair. I like to keep it braided, especially when I am cleaning and doing things like that. So this isn't gonna be a like, hey, buy this product, because that's just not my thing. I want to show you guys what I use, and you can find brands at the drugstore that are super inexpensive. So don't feel like, oh, I have to get what she has. That's not what this is about. So first and foremost, skincare. I went ahead and I washed my face already. I've been using, this is by Murad. This is the multivitamin infusion oil. So I do this first. I really only take about 3 drops of it. It's like a vitamin serum. I tend to have a lot of redness in my skin. That's like ginger problems. And I feel like this helps to calm the redness. It also really does give my skin some moisture without being really heavy. I don't like heavy moisturizers at all. Next is eye cream. This is the most important step that I will take. I look tired all the time, but I also have a lot of issues with allergies, so my under eye area is always dark. I'm using a Murad one again. I love Murad. One of my best friends works for them, so I have the opportunity to try a lot of their stuff before it comes out, which I am very grateful for. This is the Renewing Eye Cream. This just helps to kind of moisturize my under eye area. It helps with crepiness. It also helps like my haggard hooded lids from looking really droopy. It just kind of plumps everything up a little bit. So next, eye cream. And then after I do this step, which is my skincare, I give it about 5 minutes to soak in. So I'm gonna drink my cup of coffee and we'll be back. Okay, so if I am planning to do a really elaborate eye makeup look, I typically do my eyes first, and then I go in and clean the underneath area before I get involved in foundation and powder and all of those things. I am messy when I'm doing makeup, so I like to be able to clean and not wipe off all of my foundation. Today, since I'm doing a super basic, I don't look like a troll look, we're gonna go right into our foundation. This is new to me. I've only been using this for a couple of weeks. It's It Cosmetics Bye Bye Foundation, which I liked their CC cream. I'd used that before, but this one is matte formula, and it's specifically made for oily skin, and I am an oily beast. I am the shiniest of the shiny, which is really hard to find a foundation that I love because my skin is so incredibly oily. I am like the oiliest woman ever. So I am using my fingers because I am a savage. If you want to use a brush or a sponge or an actual utensil, be my guest. But I usually have about 60 seconds to get this done, especially since the kids have been around a lot more. So we're gonna go in with this and we are going to massage it in every nook and cranny. I have a lot of nooks and crannies. We're gonna be here a while. It's not really a ta-da. It definitely reduces my redness, and I like that it has a ton of SPF and it doesn't smell like sunscreen. I hate when foundation has that really strong like sunscreen odor. It just grosses me out. So I've gone in there. Next step is concealer. I typically end up doing concealer twice because I'm ugly. No, because I have I have a lot of discoloration. I have darkness under my eyes. I have redness in other areas. It really does take a little bit of work to try and make it look like I haven't slept in 9 years. So I take a little dab here, a little dab here. I also use it as eye primer because YOLO. I hate buying extra products when you can use something you already have. Next, little on the sides of the nose because I'm old and red. And then I also have a couple of blemishes because I am stressed. Did you guys know that when you break out in your chin area, that's usually a hormonal breakout? So usually coming from hormone fluctuations and from stress. So if you're someone who breaks out on the chin and the jawline a lot, you should probably go for a walk or take a Xanax, I don't know, something. So I'm gonna go in and pat that in with my fingers. As you can see, I use my fingers. Totally fine. You don't have to use brushes. Just make sure that your hands are clean. If you've been like digging around in a toddler diaper, you probably want to make sure that you wash your hands. So going in using this concealer as an eyelid primer, but I'll tell you what, to me, what makes the biggest difference in looking like I am awake and alive is concealing the discoloration that we all have on our eyelids. Mine are really freckly. There's a lot of like bluey veins up there. So when I skip this step, I look like I don't feel well. Okay. We are concealed. Right? Next, I'm gonna take, oh, I didn't tell you what the concealer was. It's a cheapie. I got this at Ulta, Company Revolution. This was like $6, and it really reminds me of one of my favorite, very bougie, very expensive concealers in texture. It's magical. I love it. Would hands down 10 out of 10 buy it again. Doesn't get all crepey under here either. It's really great. So next, I'm gonna grab an eyeshadow palette. This one's a Anastasia eyeshadow palette. It's called Sultry. There's one color in here that I use all the time. Right up here, you can see. It's called Fresh. It's a neutral matte vanilla kind of color. This is so weird doing this on my phone like this. I didn't really like think this through at all. So I take this color, which is just a really, really neutral shade, and I slap it all around like I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. There's not a lot of rhyme or reason here. I'm basically just sticking it to the concealer so my eyes look bright, awake. I look like someone that sleeps that doesn't have kids, which is like always the goal of my life. Let me look as rested as I did before these boys came into my life. So all over, that's it. That's it for my eyes. If I was going somewhere or I wanted to fancy it up, I would definitely add like a transitional color or maybe some eyeliner. But like I said, this is my fresh run around face. I don't put in a ton of effort here. Next, I am going to do some powder. I use the MAC Studio Fix. It's one of my favorites. It's pretty affordable and it's very lightweight, so it doesn't get super heavy on top of the skin stuff that I already put on. So I'm gonna dust this around my face. Press hard, okay? Beat it up, beat it up. Get it in there. You want it to mix with that foundation and moisturizer that you have in there. Another trick, we change color throughout the year, all of us do, but especially our ginger friends. It's hard out here in the streets being a ginger because your skin changes like 3 times a year. So what I always do to make sure that I don't have like a weird line happening, I always go ahead and bring my powder and my foundation down into my gullet. Okay, so that's powder. Now blush. Blush is your best friend. It is the thing that makes you look most alive, most alert, least like a corpse ever. If you are someone who does not like to use blush or isn't comfortable using blush, I highly encourage you to pick out a color that's very, very light in shade and kind of work your way up to it. It really does make the biggest difference. If you show someone a before and after and the only difference is blush, you would be shocked at how much you would like prefer the blush look. Okay, so when I was a kid, the way that I learned to do blush looked something like this. No longer the case, okay? You wanna look at the apples of your cheek. So when you smile in the mirror, the apple of your cheek is this big, beautiful circle. For me, it's a huge circle because I have a big face. So that's kind of your guideline. So what I always tell people to do, make a nice big smile in the mirror. You're gonna start applying your blush at the back part of the apple and just really lightly dust it into your skin. What a bad idea that was. Then you get like vertical lines coming down the face. It's so weird. So weird. You also want to apply blush with a very light hand, okay? If you're using decent quality makeup and you're using a brush, the pigment really does cling to the tips of the brush, so you don't have to get wild here and really be pressing it onto the face. That's counterproductive to making it look super natural. So we're just gonna go in here, gonna make sure it's pretty even on both sides and that I don't look like I'm having an allergic reaction. I just look flushed in a good way. This one's by Tarte. The color is called Party, which I really, really like. It's a super light mauve. It looks beautiful on absolutely everyone. It's a very neutral blush. So, next, another controversial thing about my face. I get a lot of comments about my eyebrows because, full transparency, my face is crooked. As I get older, I feel like one side of my face is suffering the droop more than others. I also have a really bad scar in my eyebrows, so they don't grow evenly. When I use eyebrow pencil, they sometimes look uneven because my face is expressive. If I were to do my eyebrows and look right at you like this, they would look fine. But as soon as I start being weird, which I am all the time, they start to kind of not look the same. So, have you ever heard the anecdote that eyebrows are sisters, but not twins? My eyebrows are related, for sure. They're related, but they have like different dads. They probably never met each other. They're gonna find out about each other from ancestry DNA. So we do the absolute best that we can to make them look somewhat similar, but I've had to kind of give the stress of my crooked eyebrows to Jesus. It's not something that I really trip out about. Other people on the internet do, but that's cool. I don't mind. That's fine. So I love these. It's like a brow mascara. This one's by Benefit. It's got like a little, almost like a mascara wand, but I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this because I use crappy equipment. It has a little tail on the top as a tip, so you're able to like guide the product through the brow hairs that you already have. You're not adding all of this color to the skin and making yourself look like a crazy person. So somewhat even. Definitely more color. My eyebrows are really light. I have a lot of blonde in there, so I have to put something in them or people are gonna, strangers will come up to me and ask me if I'm tired. That's really fun. Oh, you look tired. Thanks. I am. Now, last but not least, we'll do mascara. I am a mascara connoisseur. I have one absolute favorite that has been my favorite for probably 4 years now. I still will buy new mascaras because I'm always hoping that there's a holy grail new product out there that I'm gonna love. They all end up in the garbage. I always go back and buy my holy grail, which is by the company Stila. It's called Extreme Huge Lash. It is my most treasured makeup product. If I could only have one piece of makeup, that would be the one. It's the greatest. So as you can see, I have stumpy, non-existent, can't see them, kind of blonde lashes. They are barely there when I don't have on mascara. I don't like being this close to you guys right now. I'm gonna be honest, but I want you to really like see the difference. I didn't plan this out. If you are hating this, I still love you. If you feel like you're sitting here having a cup of coffee with me while you're chilling in isolation, that was my intention. I bet people are getting bored already, and this has just begun. So crazy. Okay. So you apply layer and layer and layer after layer of mascara and it doesn't get all clumpy. That's another thing I really love because your girl likes a dramatic lash. Whoa. Right? Look at that. Isn't that wild? It is the greatest mascara. It really truly is. I love it. Also, it does this really great job and really gives that volume, but it's not hard to wash off. I hate mascaras where you feel like you have to scrub your eye with a washcloth to get it off. I can't stand that. Okay, let me finish this eye. This is why I am not a beauty vlogger. This is not my make. Mascara is done. I got it all over myself because I am the worst, like the actual worst. And then I don't wear lipstick on a daily basis. If I was going out and trying to really do it up, I like reds, I like hot pinks. But what I use just day to day, 300 times a day, if I'm being honest, I'm addicted to it, is Blistex. It's Blistex. Soft and lush. It has SPF 15. It keeps my lips from peeling. It has a really subtle kind of vanilla fragrance. I've been using this since I was probably 15 years old. There is always one in my purse. I keep them everywhere. Even my kids are addicted to it. It's just the best chapstick. That's it. Super easy. If I wasn't blabbing and yammering on, that takes me about 6 minutes to complete start to finish. I could do it even faster if I really had to. So it's a 5-minute face and I feel better. I don't feel overly made up. My skin looks really great. Obviously, I still have dark circles because high pollen season, but I am fresh and I am ready to go out and feel super confident without putting in this labor-intensive makeup routine. I love watching makeup videos on YouTube and on Facebook, but I feel like they make it's a look that no one is gonna take the time to do. Seriously, no one is gonna sit down on their floor in their bedroom and take 45 minutes to do their makeup to go to the bank. That is not happening for the majority of folks, especially parents. I haven't had that kind of time to do my makeup since my wedding day. It's just one of those things where a 5-minute face is such a game changer for me. Yeah, that's it. Is this weird? I feel so out of my element, which is so ironic because makeup has been my life for such a long time. But here on the channel, I've gotten so cozy with talking food and cooking and recipes and all of that. I wasn't gonna even upload this, but I am. Because I love you guys, and those of you that have been with me for a while that are my friends, I hope that you enjoy the change in pace. Gonna be doing some gardening too with the kids, which I think will be really fun, but tomorrow I'm going to do some cooking. I have some stuff I need to cook and I can't wait to share it with you guys. I hope that you're having a really incredible St. Patrick's Day today. We are not big drinkers, and I'm not a huge corned beef fan, so this will kind of be a normal day for us in the food realm. I'm probably gonna grill some steaks later because that sounds delicious, and probably some air fryer Brussels sprouts because that also sounds really good, and that's what I have on hand. I'm trying to avoid going to the store. Things are closing like crazy here in Florida, especially in Volusia County. It's starting to get really, really weird around here. So I'm just gonna keep checking in with you guys, hopefully every day, just to kind of boost your mood a little bit and remind you that we're all in this together. I absolutely love you. I hope you have an amazing day. Go check us out over on Facebook. The Ketoginja page is going to be a lot more active coming soon. I love you, I love you, I love you. We'll see you later.